I wanted to read you my favorite book. This is called The Little Witch Wanda, illustrated by Jacqueline Moorman and text by Mariette Van Hallowich. There's the artwork. Super fun. The Little Witch Named Wanda. Wanda, the youngest witch in Witchville, lived deep among the 7 hills and 7 forests of the singing trees. Wanda was the most mischievous little witch in the village, but sometimes she would just sit and stare for hours. One day, Wanda was staring at the nearest forest. Her mother said, "Why don't you go out and play outdoors?" "It's raining," said Wanda as she chewed the end of her broomstick, as we are all wont to do. "Stop biting that broomstick," warned her mother, "or it won't be able to fly." Wanda stopped chewing and sighed. "I've got to do something," she said, but her mother was stirring a strange soup and whispering magic words, so she didn't hear what Wanda was saying. This made Wanda cross. So cross that she snapped her fingers and said, "A swarm of flies." At once 20 flies flew through the room. "And 20 spiders," said Wanda. As 20 spiders crawled over the floor of the wall, the little witch heard a sound from outside that said, "Psst, Wanda." It was Wanda's friend, Patsy, tapping on the window. "Come out," Patsy said. "We found a cave for our club." For weeks, the little witches had been looking for a secret cave where they could try out their witch tricks and magic words. So Wanda put on her hat, grabbed her broomstick, and ran outside. The 2 little witches zoomed off on their broomsticks, and after they had gone, Wanda's mother saw the flies and spiders, and she was simply furious, as mothers are wont to do. "Oh, that Wanda," she said. "I've had all I can stand of her tricks. She's always wishing things into the house and then forgetting to wish them away. I shall teach her a lesson that she won't forget." Well, Wanda's mother went outdoors. She put her hands to her mouth and cried, "Wanda, Wanda Witch, come here at once." Her voice echoed over the hills and treetops and up along the clouds in the 7th valley. Far away, Wanda heard her mother's words behind the 7th forest, and she shivered. At once, her broom turned in its tracks and carried her back home. There's the witches flying. Wanda knew very well her mother was calling her. "I shouldn't have left those flies and spiders behind," she groaned. When Wanda saw her mother standing outside the cottage, she thought, "Now I'm going to get it." She made a perfect landing on her broomstick right outside the cottage door. "Wanda," her mother said in a little voice that this little witch wished she had never heard before. She said, "I've had enough of this. I'm going to put a stop to this." She looked very angry as she went on. "If you won't learn from the warnings, I'll have to find another way to teach you. I want you to go out into the world as a normal little girl and try to do something good. If you do well, you may come home again." Now, there was no worse punishment for a little witch than to have to walk around the world like any other girl. No more magic powers, no more magic words, no more broomsticks. No more trips above the singing trees, no more magic games with other witches. Wanda begged, "Please, Mother, just give me one more chance." But her mother didn't answer. She put Wanda behind her on her broomstick and flew her off to the first valley near Dimblelord. Dindelord. There we go. There's Dindelord. "Beyond this valley is Dinderlord, where the humans live," said Wanda's mother. "Go there and do a good deed, and see that you do well." Well, the little witch fell on the grass and wept a puddle with witch's tears. When she looked up, her mother had gone. Ahead of her lay a long road that ran straight to the village. Wanda could see the roofs of the houses through the trees. "I may as well begin right here," she said, and she walked down the road. She stopped at the very first farmhouse that she came to. "Can I do something for you?" she asked the farmer's wife, who was hanging out with her wash. Two little girls peeked out from behind the woman's skirt. "You're scaring my children," said the woman. "If I believed in witches, I'd swear you were one." "Well, why do you say that?" says Wanda. "Do I look like a witch?" "Your clothes," said the woman. "I don't have any other clothes," said Wanda. Beautiful illustrations. The woman felt sorry for Wanda and gave her an old dress from the rag bag. It was too big for her, but it had pretty flowers on it, and Wanda put it on. "You look better already," said the woman, "but why do you wear your hair so stiff and straight? Why don't you curl it?" "A witch isn't allowed to have curls," Wanda answered without thinking what she was saying. The farmer's wife stared at her, and Wanda blushed. "I mean," she said, "that I've been on the road so long I haven't had time to curl my hair." She thanked the woman for the dress and went on her way. After a while, the little witch came to the second house on the road, where the two little girls were playing in the front yard. "Hello," said Wanda. "Is there anything I can do for you?" "Why?" asked the older girl. "Oh, why not?" said Wanda. The girl stared at her. "Where do you come from anyway?" asked the younger one. "From far away behind the 7 hills and 7 forests of the singing trees," said Wanda, "and I have come to see what games you play." "Why is your hair all straggly?" said the younger girl, asked rudely. "People will run if they see you looking like that," Wanda sighed. The girls felt sorry for their odd-looking visitor, and one of them said, "Duck your head in that pail of water, and we'll braid your hair for you." Wanda did as the girls asked, and they braided her hair into 2 plaits, one at the left and one at the right. Wanda felt very neat and quite pleased with herself. Then the younger girl asked, "Why do you have such strange black eyes?" Wanda looked surprised and answered, "All witches have eyes like that." When the girl looked frightened, she laughed. "Don't worry, I was fooling, but now I must go. Thank you for braiding my hair." "Goodbye," said the girls, but they still wondered if Wanda was really a witch. Wanda walked on. She met a shoemaker who gave her a pair of shoes, and an old woman gave her a shawl and a basket. For days she went from house to house, but nobody wanted anything. No one had anything for her to do. To tell the truth, people were a bit afraid of the girl with the strange black eyes. After all, people thought she might be a witch, and witches could do strange things. No one wanted to take that chance, and every night Wanda cried herself to sleep. Every morning, she said to herself, "Maybe today I'll be able to do something good to someone, for someone, with someone." One day, Wanda was walking along when she saw a boy in a garden. He was sitting at a table writing. "Hello," said Wanda. "What are you writing?" "I'm being punished," said the boy gloomily. "I have to write 100 times that I will never again forget to clean up a mess I've made." Wanda hated writing more than anything else. Imagine, she thought, having to write the same thing 100 times. It would take forever and ever. "I'm being punished too," said Wanda, "and I must do a good deed for someone." "A good deed?" said the boy. "Why? What did you do that was wrong?" "Do you believe in witches?" asked Wanda. "Of course," said the boy. "Are you afraid of them?" "Why should I be?" said the boy. "Well, then I'll tell you a story," said Wanda. She was glad that she could at least tell somebody about the flies and the spiders and the trouble she'd had, that they had caused. When the boy heard her story, he laughed, but Wanda didn't think it was that funny. "I don't blame you," said the boy, "but you must do that good deed first." "I want to go home," she said, with tears running down her face. "I can't tell you how hard I've tried," said Wanda, "but nobody has anything good for me to do." The boy began to think. At last he said, "I have it. You can peel potatoes." "Potatoes?" asked Wanda. "What do they have to do with a good deed?" "Tomorrow 40 people are coming to my house for dinner," said the boy. "My mother has to peel 5 buckets of potatoes. If you would peel them for her, that would be a good deed, wouldn't it?" Wanda had peeled potatoes at home, but 5 buckets, that was an awful lot. Maybe peeling potatoes isn't really a good deed, said Wanda, and then I will have done all that work for nothing. You can try, said the boy. Anyway, how happy would that make my mother? He took Wanda to the shed where the hundreds of potatoes stood in a pile, and Wanda had never seen so many potatoes in her life. The little witch began to peel and peel and peel. Her eyes hurt and her back ached, but she kept on peeling until 5 buckets were filled with potatoes. When she finished, it was dark and she was tired, so tired that she fell asleep in her corner with 2 little witch tears right on her cheeks. During that night, her mother flew to Dindledore and landed right at her shed where Wanda was sleeping with the potatoes. Quietly, she put the little witch on her broomstick and flew her back to Witchville, deep among the 7 hills and 7 forests. When Wanda woke up, she was next to her mother, smiling. You have done well, Wanda. I hope you have learned something, too. The humans were very kind to me, said Wanda, and they never talked about it again. After that, Wanda tried hard to be a good model, and soon became a model of what every little witch should be. Sometimes she wondered about the little boy. I hope he's finished writing all those words, she thought. I liked him. But she could never stand the sight of another potato. And that, my friends, is the story of a little witch named Wanda. Thanks for reading.